Jessica Hilda Mauboy.
I love it. Oh my gosh, no one ever uses Hilda.
Really?
So that makes me really proud of using it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an album title. It's your grandmother's name.
Yes.
It's an important name, and it would mean a lot to you. So we've got to
Yeah.
throw her in there.
Thank you.
Welcome to Airing Your Dirty Laundry.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was your birthday on Saturday.
It was.
What did you do?
My favourite thing in the world, there's three things. My family, a sunset and seafood. So that's exactly what we did. We went to the Nightcliff Jetty in Darwin.
Yeah.
And it literally wraps around this beautiful crust of ochre, rock and cliff. And we pretty much, there was a grass area, all the family came out. 1 of 5 girls, all their children came. My mother and father-in-law, my father, my mother, my baby, and my husband. We all went out there. Everyone brought a dish, and we just sat out watching the sunset, and then pretty much lit candles when the sun, when darkness came. And yeah, we sat out there having a yarn, had a bit of a sing, and that's my kind of perfect birthday and gift.
That's amazing. Up in Darwin as well, because you've been with your husband since you were 18, right?
Yeah.
Which is psycho. So long.
A long time.
I'll ask you a question about this after, but it's so nice because you all grew up in Darwin, right?
Yeah.
So then you've got all your family and his family in that one place,
Yes.
which like a lot of people don't have with their, like that's to be able to celebrate your birthday that way.
Yeah, I've thought about in depth about that for a very long time. Even when we first met, I thought I was going to go out into the world, meet someone on the other side of the world, but he was the other side of my world. He's but also been there, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
We were brought up in that same lingo, in the same kind of physical, space, environment. And, we grew up fishing, we grew up, quad biking and, out bush and going hunting and family orientated. So it made so much sense that, we shared the same things in life, in what was projected to us. So yeah, I never thought, but when I think about it, I'm like, whoa, I feel real lucky and grateful that we met when we became friends, and then we built this relationship, and then we held on. And although I was flying around the world, I was, going to certain events, I was meeting other people in terms of still in music and business, but anything could have happened.
Yeah, totally.
It was like magnet. Like we just kept coming back to each other, and lived 8 years long distance.
That's
so
amazing.
We'd done a bit of work, and we'd done, we'd shared in depth of like what we wanted in life. That we wanted, something that made us feel successful, whether it was providing or making money or just sustaining a job. And being close with our family. So those two things were important to us. And then eventually, we spoke about maybe future there would be, we'd build a family.
Yeah.
But we got a dog first.
What kind of dog?
We got a spoodle, Cocker Spaniel cross poodle, and
you still have the dog?
Leonardo is his name.
DiCaprio?
Yeah, you know it.
Really?
Crush. Oh yeah, childhood crush. That was posted all on my wall.
Yeah, really?
It was Leonardo DiCaprio. It was Mariah Carey. It was the Hansons band. It was Bewitched. It was Spice Girls. And we were really heavily, I was, sorry to go.
No,
course,
go.
I was heavily influenced by my elder sisters.
Yeah.
So I'm the second youngest. I have 3 older sisters, and they all individually had their taste of music. The eldest was like hardcore rap, Wu-Tang, Tupac, Snoop.
Right.
That was,
Yeah.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. So that's exactly what she was in. My second older sister, the Spice Girls and Mariah Carey, and I think I gravitated more towards
What's her
that.
name?
Jenny.
Jenny, okay.
So Sandra, Jenny, and then Catherine was like Bewitched, Hansons, M2M, like, it was just, that was kind of where I was being heavily influenced.
How do you get to choose when you're a kid at home who gets to play what music? Like how do you, or is every room got something different playing?
Every room had something playing, but when it came to being in the main household, which was in the living room, Mum really held that forward.
Yeah.
It was her music or you go outside and play.
Okay.
And that was everything from like country music, Patsy Cline, Charlie Pride, to then hardcore, like ABBA was just on repeat. Bee Gees were on repeat.
Bee Gees is my grandma's favourite band. My grandma loves the Bee Gees, and she used to pick me up in this tiny little red car, and I'd be out the front and I'd see Nana's car pull up, and then Staying Alive and be blaring.
Yo, hey, like, and there's no shame. Like when the more that I got older, I was like, wow, how, like now, all this music was so important, and even at that time, because it not only gave me something, but it also projected how my family was affected. And I think that, you know, really instilled a lot in how I then started to live life.
Totally.
And how I would go out into the life and live it. So
totally.
Yeah.
I'm really curious when you said you were with your family and you were singing for your birthday. What are you singing?
Everything from like Casey and the Sunshine Band, you know, like
baby, have you got it playing and you're singing along?
No,
or are you...
we're just music. We're just thinking of songs and then we'd sing it. We do have a guitar.
Yeah.
And majority of the time that gets passed around. But otherwise, we're just a cappella, like singing in the open, and you know, there's all different other families out enjoying the, you know,
they're like, here come the Mauboys, shit, and there's you five girls, mum, dad, walking down with the guitar.
It's crazy, but I think that's also the environment of Darwin. Like everyone's pretty chilled and relaxed. Will play their own music, you know, in different parts of in the park and near the beach and on the grass.
Cool.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of sharing. And you hear it, and it's all those sounds that are happening.
When you were like pregnant with your baby, because you just had a daughter, congratulations.
Mia
Ray, so beautiful. Also crazy, she's gonna have what, indigenous, Greek.
She's a Bitsa.
Wow.
Maltese,
Maltese, wow, crazy. When you were pregnant, did you play her music? Like, was there certain music you were playing to her?
I was, in fact, when I found out in April last year, 2024, I knew that I felt different, but I was touring. I was touring the Yours Forever album, and I think I'd done about 28 shows, and it was, I think, maybe the 5th last show that I felt sweaty hands, and I was like, this is different, and kind of like on all fours, like heavily breathing after a show.
Really?
So I knew something was up, and I was like, I have that feeling. And eventually when I went and found out my GP, and I was like, it kind of was like whoa, my life has just changed. And I know it's going to change and everything, but I'm going to go with it, and I'm open. I've always dreamt of doing this and being a mum. I've been a mother to my music. I've been a mother to my family. I think I can be a mother, I know I can, it's in there.
Well, it's in you. You're like, I mean, as women, not that all women want to have children, but for me anyway, like, I really want to start a family soon.
Yes.
And I just know I'm like, I'm going to be, I've always known that about myself,
love that.
you know? And like, I kind of,
It was very knowing, and because coming from a big family, I dreamt that. I dreamt that many times. And so, when I was touring, I was playing music, and there was a lot of kicking. She was very active, and when she came out, I kept singing, and she would give me this certain look, and it would, you know, her mouth would kind of gape open, and her eyes would just be like wondrous. Wow. And I knew she was listening. I knew she had heard it before, and she was very familiar with it. Yeah. And so that kind of gave me a sense of whether she takes it on board or not later in life, there's an opportunity. It's open. The door is totally open for her in whatever she wants to do. But at least I've given her permission that she could have that if she wanted.
Encourage music, do you think?
I would. I think having, you know, making it, writing it, I think it's going to be natural for her. But whether or not she feels that it's hers, because they always say they're their own person, right? Yeah. Like, as much as they might take your features, or they might look like you, they might look like grandma, grandpa, but they are totally their own. Yeah. And I think that's what I want to encourage. You know, I want to encourage that she's like her own person. Yeah. And that, but there's an opportunity. The door is totally open to music, and it doesn't have to be singing it. You can write it, you can produce it, you can go and film it, you can There's so many laneways, you know, or you can assist in it if that's what you want. You don't want to be in front of the camera. You can be behind the camera, you know, or you know, building environments that you know, give music a platform. So it's like, yeah, anything is possible.
Totally.
And I do want that for her, and also then whatever, you know, outside of music.
Yeah, 100%. Totally. She could become a soccer player. Who knows?
She might be completely the opposite. She might be a nail technician. I don't like it's. I think music lives in everything.
100%.
You know, I always say so. It's behind everything. It's in front of everything, and it's within everything. You know.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Completely. You've just started your own independent label. So crazy. Jamally. Am I saying it right?
Jamally Records.
Explain, I guess, to somebody who is listening that doesn't understand what going independent means. What does that mean?
Yeah. So basically, it's really a home for my music.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of no longer a big machine of people who are you know, taking the music out. I'm literally doing it all myself. Going to talk about it, going to play it, and literally showing, you know, I guess, again, taking it to radio and saying, hey, this is what the song sounds like. Do you want to play it?
So you actually walk into Nova or Today FM. Is it still called Today FM?
I don't know. You know, well, it's one kind of platform that I think still exists that is still a powerful tool that people can, you know, listen to instantly amongst every other song that's out there. So that's kind of part of, you know, I guess, you know, why I wanted to go on my own and be independent and go and work, you know, I guess firsthand, you know, with the person I'm collaborating with, and that there be no, I'm sure they'll have politics, but I think truly whoever I want to work with, whoever wants to engage, you know, with Jamally Records or personally me, will have the opportunity to do that without the middleman, I guess, you know, and that's part of probably why I wanted to do it.
Had you been thinking about it for a long time?
A long time. It's taken 5 years to create the label and I guess to, you know, gain encouragement and gain, you know, the pros and cons.
Yeah, because it's kind of a scary thing as well, because you don't have like those big wigs, I suppose, like behind you.
And it's your money. I think personally going, I think the one thing that I realized was like, well, I'll be forking everything out and that's okay. Like if I make it, well then it'll go back into it. And that scared me a little, but a little goes a long way. If I keep working at it and weaving it and, you know, making a bit of money here and there, I know that it's going to go back
and
in.
And it stays true to you. It's like where you're at now, right?
Creatively, you have no strings attached. It's pretty much, it's so open. And I guess going back to the politics, I literally can work with whoever or contact that person and go, hey, you want to work? You know, like, hey, do you want to write this? I've got this. What can we do? It's limit, like there's the possibility is endless.
It's so exciting as a creative who's also been in the industry for so long. To have never had maybe that freedom like that.
Well, when I look back at it, coming into 21 years of 21 years of being in the music industry, and that's obviously not including time now, but starting off as a little country music artist at the age of 11 to about 14 years old, I was literally doing country music. Idol then came along at 16 and that opened up a whole world of like pop commercial world and, you know, TV and the power of it, and that's when I really kind of understood of becoming an artist and deciding that what kind of artist that I want to be really opened that door. But I think I told myself I'd done enough to, you know, now establish, you know, a home for my personal music, and Jamally Records seemed the perfect fit, and it just seemed. Everything just started to feel easy.
Totally.
You know?
And it felt right.
And liberating. I think that's more true. It's more authentic, I think, but not afraid to be, you know, and I think that's what I thank. The collaborative side, you know, those years gave me perspective of being fearless. And trekking across the world and working with people that I did not expect to work with. And I think those contacts are just like, how did this happen?
Totally.
You know?
Who's an example of that? Is there an example?
Snoop would probably Snoop
I
Dogg.
was thinking that because I don't know how it eclipsed me, but I was doing research on you, and then all of a sudden you were there with Snoop Dogg, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's nuts. It's so crazy because it just. I was in the US and I was writing for 4 months like straight. So I was away from home. It was the first time that I'd actually lived away from home for that amount of time. I was 18 and still underage, in America, in the States. And but I was also hanging like with big names.
Snoop Dogg is
ludicrous.
Yeah, wow.
You know, Jay Sean at the time was like just cracking, you know, the market. And
how do you feel as like I mean, how old would you have been then? Like 18, 19? Like, 18, is that 19. So intimidating to be in rooms with those people?
It was very scary because, you know, I'd heard of, you know, certain behaviors, you know, and I think when you think about these rappers, you just kind of get an idea because it's like in their music videos and, you know, it's like being in a club and there's like lots of girls and I just thought, I'm not going to be that. I'm just going to talk really like, you know, myself, you know, and I think that's what sparked a whole different culture because I was telling stories of how I was brought up, and I think that's what they were most inspired by. Was like I was a bush girl. Like I came from the bush. I grew up doing all these activities, and that's what had them go, whoa, like we don't do that here. You know, and just the language barrier too was what they were most fascinated with.
With what, like
the accent? The just the way of living. A lot of them didn't even have passports. You know, they'd never traveled out.
Americans don't leave America.
They don't. So I think they were really fascinated that I'd crossed the waters all the way to go and be there in the same room.
I know, coming from Darwin. Like, that's an insane contrast.
And I think that's probably what kind of made it a little bit more like, I think, open for them. You know, mind was much more open and aware that the world works differently and that there is another world out there. And that fascinated me, watching that effect. And so I think that really made music easy, weirdly. You know, that I wasn't just there to, you know, make club crackdown music, but I wanted to work, and I wanted to, it was a different industry to what we were having in Australia. I was there for maybe a good 4 months. Like every year I would probably spend 2 months, but particularly writing the record Get 'Em Girls, I spent 4 months. And so I went from New York to California to Atlanta, Georgia, and then I was just kind of doing the rounds.
Wow.
And,
4 months is a long time because I used to go to America for work as well, and it's a full-on place to be.
It is, I think, and for me, I think being that age, 18 to 20, like that, you're absorbing it, you're taking it all in. I was literally working quick and fast, and also just crossing culture, which was totally really cool, and they thought I was cool. I was like, no, you're cool. Like Snoop. Wow.
Snoop's coming for the AFL.
I know. I just found out. I'm like, wait, he's allowed back in?
Was he not allowed in at one point?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, all the greens in the world.
Yeah, that makes sense. But he's not bringing it in, is he?
No, well...
He's going to be purchasing once
he'll be back out again. He knows better. No, I think he's now in his kind of really father stage. But he's still freaking cool. Like, so
are you going to see him?
I'm going to see him. I'm going to try and see him if he has time.
Yeah.
But that would be amazing to
great.
kind of go back. Hey, I got on my Get 'Em Girls. I got on my Get 'Em Girls. I can walk my way to the front page.
Just call him up before you say anything on the phone. When he answers, just start singing.
Hey, D-O-double-G.
I reckon. reckon. And to put your phone on like private caller.
Right.
See if you can guess. See if you can guess who it is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what? He has like the most amazing memory. So
Really, yeah.
I think he would probably, it'd probably take a second, but it'll come around
I reckon
really
straight
quick.
away if you're singing his.
I'll do his rap for him and see if he remembers that.
Totally.
He did take only one take.
Really?
I remember when we were in the studio and I was working with Lil Wayne's team. Lil Wayne was just coming up, but he had a team that I was working with, and one of the guys who produces his music was like, oh, like, what do you want to write about today? And I was like, well, I have, I'm just at a stage where I'm really enjoying heels. And he was like, okay. So literally, it was we'd written the song, and then the next day I finished the vocals. The third day, I get a call saying someone's coming in. Just don't be that. I'm like, what do you mean?
What is this?
Don't be crazy surprised. And then he walks in and he's like,
so they didn't tell you Snoop Dogg's what?
No, there was no, it was that kind of time where it was like, let's get spontaneous, let's not hype it up too much because it might not be great. But let's see what happens in the room and how they connect. Yeah, okay. And so it was very like, open the door and wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I was wowed.
100%.
He did the one take and he was back out the door. Yeah, and he loved it. He was like, now I've done this, I want to come to Australia.
Really? Yeah, there you go.
Like, you've never been.
Yeah, they won't let you in. So. If Snoop walks in the door, who would wow you now? If somebody was to walk in that door right now, who do you think would be like you'd be wowed by?
Oh my gosh! I just had a flood. Oh my gosh, this is a really good question. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I just think overall, just watching her from Poker Face to now, I mean.
Did you watch her Coachella set?
Yes.
Wasn't it amazing?
It's just, it is breathtaking.
Yeah.
I mean, just the pop culture, but even beyond. I mean, her training of music or her ability to just tap into just storytelling and writing is one of the greatest things to watch.
Totally.
She's definitely up there, like,
and she works.
Your
she
Prince
works
and Bowie.
So
it's
hard.
I just feel like that kind of
the
spontaneous.
Prince and Bowie. That's a good.
Yeah, that mix of like just a command and demand in music, and no ego, but a sharing ability to just have everyone know how she's doing it.
Totally.
And that everyone gets a piece,
Totally.
And I love that. I think that really shines through a lot.
And I love her, like, there's no fear to be like weird or whatever anybody thinks about her. She kind of like just takes it in a different direction every time. Yeah. And it's just, and like when I was watching the Coachella set, I was like, God, she's a weirdo. But like, I love that about her, Like,
like her instinct of just making moves, of just like that is probably how she, when she's going through her pain or that you would mimic, or you like the dance. What's the dance genre that you just move and you feel?
I don't know.
Contemporary.
Oh, contemporary. Yeah, I'm a terrible dancer, so you'll never see me.
But it's that. It's like even if you're terrible, it's going to affect because it's personal. And I think she just does that very deeply.
Totally.
Yeah, to make you feel like it's normal, and it's not just normal, but it's just being.
Totally. 100%. And then so many people get that from her, like her fans are it's all about just being yourself. Yeah, and she gives that to so many people. She's amazing. Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, so she came, I'd be like,
yeah, would you even be able to say?
I probably wouldn't say anything. I'd literally try in a sign language. I don't even know sign language.
I learned how to spell nice tits the other day.
Wait, you have to.
I think I'm going to get it right. Somebody who knows sign is probably going to tell me that it's wrong, but I think it was NICETITS.
Okay, you're amazing. I don't know that far. I didn't know beach. This is beach, ladies and gentlemen, and I think this is music.
No, someone gave us a card and it was written on the front of the card.
You're amazing.
And so I was standing in the kitchen filling up my hot water bottle and I learned how to spell nice tits.
You are amazing. You're going to see me now looking up. How do you do that?
So when I meet someone, I'm like, okay, I can sign a tiny bit.
You are so good. You got me now. I'm going to go hard. The next time I see you, I'm going to,
please,
I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something random like that. It's going to be nice speech.
Yeah, it's nice speech.
Yeah,
okay,
nice
promise.
feet.
Okay, next time if you don't,
nice
it's
feet.
okay, I'll forgive you as well. Your new single, While I Got Time, this song is so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. And obviously you released it under Jamally, but it was with Home and Away as well.
Yes.
This song has got so much attached to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I guess was it wanting to release with the announcement of Jamally that came, or was it Home and Away asked for a song that came, and why are we choosing this time?
Yeah, it was 2 months after I'd given birth and I'd received a call from my publishing company. Marie Hamblin, I love her to death. She rang me and I could hear already instantly that she had something amazing, because every time she calls, she has an idea. And anyway, I could hear this, I could hear it in her voice, determined. I have this idea. It's come to me from a few other people. I can't tell you a lot. I said, Marie, I have to know, what you have to give me something. And she's like, I have a brief. This is the brief. She sends it through, and it's about watching the sunset. It's like watching, it's like looking at photos, dot points, and going away, or moving away, and whether it's thinking of family or the people that you love. And so these are all dot points. And I was like, oh, this is not a lot to go with, but I know this feeling. I know what it's like to, to long for family, or to long for the place you grew up in. That's all you know. And then if I go, am I missing out, or am I leaving something behind? What could I leave behind and feel okay with that? So that was the what flooded in my mind. And she always has the most amazing idea, but she said, you have to work with PJ again. Are you comfortable with that? And do you want to, do you love working with him? And I said, I love PJ. I mean, we wrote a lot on the Hilda record. We wrote on the Beautiful record. I would love to be in the room with him. He's just easygoing. He's so chill. So, please ask him, would he want to do that? Because that hadn't yet, been connected. And got the phone call back, and it's like, he's ready. Do you want to go? So there we were a week later. And I still wasn't unsure the few weeks before. I was like, I just had Baba, that relationship, that distance. I don't know. And she's like, no, please, Jess, you have to. I feel really good about this. With no full context
so
behind it. So you
didn't know Home and Away was a part of this thing?
Didn't know it was for Home and Away. Didn't know it was specifically for Irene Roberts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we'd normally I'd go into a studio and I'd spend 2 hours, 3 hours just chatting, And that's what we did. We sat there, we spoke about PJ's family, spoke about my family in depth, and then the song suddenly appeared. We had it literally in half an hour. Wow. And I went in, I started to record, PJ was, laying down chords from the guitar and doing a few layers of the guitar. And we had the song pretty much by the end of the day. We walked away and we kind of slept on it. Meanwhile, the following day, we'd received a video. This song wasn't even, it was so rough. Yeah. But to us, it's rough. Yeah. I think, someone was telling me when they first heard it, they said, it sounded finished, polished.
Yeah,
and
you always think a demo is just
such a demo. And then, so we received a video, and all of a sudden, my eyes are adjusting, and I see Lynn. Irene Roberts, Lynn.
Really?
Lynn, being filmed, listening to the song. Yeah. And I was just puzzling it together, and then I realized oh, this is what they were all going on about. Really, this is this is who it's for. And I just thought, is she leaving? It was the first thing I said. Is like, wait, she's leaving? And it just had to be all under wraps, and it was all exciting, and so that's how it kind of really all came together.
Wow.
And like PJ and I, we worked on the song with very little information, but also we already knew, we knew that feeling.
Yeah.
And then putting her to the picture, putting Lynn and Home and Away to the picture, it was just icing on the cake. It was like, wow, now we visually see it, and now we can write more about, really putting Irene Roberts and her life into this, and what she said, and the purpose,
what an
and
honor,
for everyone.
really, isn't it? For somebody who's been,
who's dedicated her whole life to
definitely.
this beautiful character who's very much going to be always a part of her.
Yeah.
So that kind of crossed our minds, and then just all the amazing people she's come across. Like, we just thought, wow, the people that come and go, and then we added the wind is blowing now, it's pushing at my back, the sand under my feet is slipping through this hourglass, and I never want to leave, but I know that I can't stay, and there's a world beyond the ocean that is calling me away. Like, it's time for her to go now. So while I still got time, I'll pick flowers in my mind, I'll be dancing with the embers as they rise, and all the things you've done. Oh, I still got time, and there's wonders left to find. I'll be somewhere out there over the horizon while I got time. Just this.
Oh my God.
The emotion.
Your voice
going.
is so beautiful. I mean, I know you know this. People tell you this all the time, but like,
thank you.
My God, and that song as well. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. And it's going to be a part of everyone. And I think, as much as it, we eventually found out that it was for that purpose, but the bigger purpose of putting it out and having everyone else, as we do as artists and writers, we put it out there and see where it goes and how it affects, and everyone's been to that place.
Yes. That's the thing. Anyone can relate to this. 100%. 100%. It was so funny. I was like looking up the song, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if there's a video clip to go with the song. So stupid, because I already knew that it was for Home and Away. And I live on the northern beaches.
Wow.
And so I clicked on the video clip, and it opens up with the shot of Palm Beach, but I forgot that it was for Home and Away, and I was like, oh, Jess is shot in Palm Beach.
She's there.
I was like, she's come to Palm Beach to shoot a music video, but it was just to visualize it with the words.
We had our really good friend Lockie Buddha, and he went out, and I was actually meant to go with him that day, but I think I had media that day. But he's like, don't worry, I'll go out. So he trekked out there, and he just, the amazing phone call, and he actually sent me a little video, and I was like, oh, that's breathtaking. I've actually never been.
Have you never?
there.
When you come, you let me know, and I'll
please.
take, and we'll go get fish and chips, and we'll go,
Yes, that is the way. That is the way.
That's what we'll do.
I'm holding you to that.
100%. 100%.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll go see, what do they call, what's Home and Away's town called again? I've forgotten all of a sudden. Summer Paradise.
Summer Bay.
Summer Bay. Yeah, we'll go to Summer Bay.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love all sorts of music, but there's some musicians that I particularly get to listen to for my job that I am extra happy about. And that song replaying in my car, I was like, this is a goodie. This is a goodie.
I've actually been singing it to Mia, my daughter, who's now 7 months, but she, it's quite wonderful, because I was coming home singing it after writing it. And there was a moment where I sung the high note, and she just, cocked her head and she looked at me. So she was actually invested into the television, when she doesn't. I'm just saying, she doesn't watch TV. But she noticed, she could hear, and the emotion, but maybe it was the emotion of that inflection.
Totally.
And she turned her head all the way around to look at me, and she took a while, and then she smiled. And I was like, do you know what Mummy's singing? Or, you know this song, don't you? And then she continued to smile, and then she just she did a little dance.
That is so sweet.
It was quite amazing.
That is so sweet.
To share that with anyway, to share something that I had maybe slightly doubts about. I didn't know, what this song was or what it was for. But I felt great singing it, and that she felt that too.
We'll have to wrap up in a second, but I've got one last question for you, I guess, because we're speaking about your daughter. What is the biggest lesson she's taught you so far?
The biggest lesson is probably time, which I've never ever been great with. I've never been great with time, and I think my manager can speak on that. And
he's nodding over there,
and my phone,
sighing,
and my phone. Like my phone is never around or never with me, or I've left it somewhere, and he's running around trying to find it. But she's taught me a lesson of just just breathing through the time, because there's so much, and I think sometimes that gets lost in translation. So even more today, that to just be aware, and that everyone is involved, and to try and be as respectful, and hopefully that will be respected back. So I think she's just at a stage where anything goes now, teething and blowouts, and and then needing to eat. It's her time, and I've had to really relax and
living on
go with
time.
her. Go with her, and not be wild and punish myself for it. I think that's the biggest lesson.
Lots of self-forgiveness.
Yeah, self-forgiveness, and that I'll do my stuff in time, but for her, it's give her that.
I love that. It's a great answer too. We're giving good answers. Lady Gaga.
Alarm, oh my gosh. No, I'm not even going to do it. Deborah.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Jess.
You're amazing.
It's been so much fun having you here, and such an honour. Like we said before the show started, there's not many people in the Australian music industry that we grow up with. Well, there are, but for me anyway, you've been such a point of always following your career and being there since Idol. I think I was 14 when you were on. So
not so far away in age.
So far away
I was 16, so
exactly.
It's wonderful to hear. That kind of age that I had such effect on, and I think personally too. We lived in a time where that kind of music, or that way music was projecting, was really powerful for us all. We stood in music lines waiting to buy CDs.
Totally.
And there was a lot of patience to kind of waiting for our favourite show to come on, and to watch our favourite
and watch it once a week. You get it that one day on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen like that anymore.
So I thank you for giving me, to remember those memories, because I feel like that they have shaped me.
100%.
And to be able to gift also that information and that knowledge to people in the music industry, to young people who are watching and who may want to go and lean down that road. But I think patience is key.
Yeah. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you.